This is North Texas Weather Center with your latest 4-minute forecast as we'll be going over everything they need to know about the severe weather potential for both today and tomorrow. Temperatures out there this morning, it is mild out there. A lot of us are in the low to mid 50s across North Texas. Eventually by lunchtime, many of us should get into the mid to upper 70s, so it'll be pretty nice out there. And eventually by about 4 o'clock or so, we'll start to get into the low to mid 80s. So it should be a beautiful day out there. It'll be warm. It will feel a little bit muggy for some of us as humidity will be building, but obviously this is something to watch today. Will be that severe weather potential for this afternoon and primarily this evening after 8 o'clock will be our best shot for maybe some thunderstorms. That risk should primarily be off to our northwest, so Wichita Falls has the best chance for some large hail, maybe some damaging wind gusts, and as well as Bowie, Graham, Jacksboro, kind of on the cusp of that marginal risk, but a chance for maybe some large hail to the size of golf balls, and also some damaging wind gusts up to about 60 miles per hour will be possible out of a few cells this afternoon. Take a look at the dew points today. It's going to feel a little bit more humid this afternoon as we see some humidity increasing. Out toward the northwest, those areas closer around midnight or so, you can see the dew points are much higher, closer to the low to mid 60s. Here in DFW, only in the 50s. So any storms that make it to the Metroplex overnight tonight will likely be fairly weak because of how limited our humidity will be here in the Metroplex. Eventually going to Monday, though, you can see it really starts to kick in on Monday and Monday evening. This is when we have the chance for more severe weather, especially in the Metroplex. This will be our best shot for maybe some severe weather with dew points rising into the mid-60s. Eventually that cold front moves through. It'll be a little bit drier heading into Tuesday. Taking a look at the future radar on today's event, tonight specifically, you can see going to the afternoon hours will stay fairly dry up until about 8 o'clock. An isolated storm might be developing by then, but I would expect most of this activity to be after about 10 o'clock or so. You can see storms start to develop and move into areas like Abilene. More severe weather doesn't really show on the screen very well, but just north of Wichita Falls. By about midnight, storms entering far western North Texas. Eventually by about 2 o'clock, some of these showers and maybe a couple of thunderstorms still are existing, but it looks like for the most part this activity will not make it to the Metroplex. Eventually by about 4 or 5 o'clock, most of this will fizzle out. We might see an isolated shower tomorrow morning, but other than that, it should be fairly dry. The bigger event that we're watching even more closely will be the severe weather potential for tomorrow, and this is a chance that we have for a slight risk of severe weather for all of North Texas. Damaging winds, large hail, a potential for a couple of tornadoes also does exist, so this will be an event to watch very closely as well. Taking a look at the future radar, we'll stay dry for most of the morning. A few storms might develop near Wichita Falls right around the early afternoon hours. Eventually by about 6 o'clock, more storms still starting to develop just west of Weatherford. By 7 to 8 o'clock, a bit of a broken line starts to develop back off to our west, and eventually by about 10 o'clock, these storms really rumble into DFW. Primarily, I would expect damaging winds. Large hail and a tornado or two cannot be ruled out of these storms. Eventually by midnight, most of this will start to move out of our Metroplex, and eventually overnight we should dry out. We should be pretty nice going into Tuesday. You can see temperatures going to tomorrow, though. We will be mild for the morning, but temperatures will not warm up nearly as much as they will today. Many of us only reaching the mid-70s for tomorrow. Back off to our northwest near Wichita Falls, only in the 60s due to the cold front. Looking at the latest 7-day forecast, we'll see temperatures actually fairly warm on Tuesday. Temperatures will drop off heading into Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, so it'll be pretty nice going through Thursday through Saturday, so pretty mild, but obviously temperatures in the 60s should be pretty comfortable. Eventually by Sunday, temperatures will warm up back into the 70s. This forecast is brought to you by Platinum Contracting, all dents repair in Birdie's Pro Turf.